I didn't expect the record to blow up this big.
Let's go, Brandon. Hey. Let's go, Brandon. Hey. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon.
You did it. Let's go.
I'm Loza Alexander, rapper, singer, and producer. Produce all of my records. Definitely something special about that record because it was something that was sparking already online, and it hasn't been done before, at least not like that. And it was like recording the records. It was really like, I can't explain it, effortlessly. It was just like I felt so present, and I felt like part of the people, and I felt like I knew exactly what people wanted to hear. You know what I mean? And I know exactly how people are feeling about the president that we have right now. He's definitely the worst president we've ever had in history, period. I've never seen this much toxicity in our country ever. Just the 1994 crime bill alone was insane. That's the first thing that I heard about him. Him destroying the supply chain. He's basically getting the entire country to depend on the government. Unemployment, food stamps. He's inflating the dollar. Everything that this country stands on, all the way from food, gas, he's destroying everything and completely putting us last. What's good out of this is bringing people together, and people are waking up and understanding what's going on. And people need to learn politics, especially African Americans need to learn politics, so that way we can stop being targeted and stop using us for votes and all that type of stuff. We're like the engine to their little evil operation. You know what I mean? And it needs to stop, honestly. But I think people are waking up enough to that. And a lot of people are feeling the same way I'm feeling, because I'm a part of the community too. I'm a rapper, producer, and entertainer, but I am the community. I've been in the community, and I have answers of why African Americans have been in the hood, and why we've been doing bad, why we're on welfare, all these things. And having those answers, it just kind of forced me literally to speak about that. When I first heard the interview, it was hilarious. It was the funniest thing in the world.
As you can hear the chants from the crowd. Let's go, Brandon.
The fact that Anchor would, try to cover it up. And I'm like, as clear as day, they didn't say that. I thought it was so funny. And it just hit me. I was like, you know what? I've never heard anybody sample those vocals, sample the chant and sample her, make a beat out of it. And I'm great with I can almost sample anything, literally. I was like, hey, it's a good idea. I put out the short version of the record, not knowing it was going to pop, because I was like, let me just see. And I put it on the table, and it just exploded. Lots of positive feedback, honestly, more positive than anything I've ever released. It's just one of those records that's just undeniable, because I've always wanted to include the modern day sound, you know what I mean, into the truth music, because I even with Christian music, I feel like there's a open space for that, you know what I mean, and I wanted to include that sound, so it sounds very mainstream and stuff like that. I had a feeling it was gonna hit something, but not this big. But yeah, as a musician, when you have good records, you always feel like, especially being a creator, like, oh, this is it. But sometimes it's not always the case. The Dear Soldiers record, I really expected that to go viral. I mean, it was really graphic. I felt like when I was doing that record, that's something that people need to see. It's a record about the 13 soldiers who was passed away out there in Kabul, out there in Afghanistan. They died at the airport. It was a bomber out there, which was terrible. And they were young too at that. It's so horrible. I've heard like a lot of the mothers and fathers and stuff crying on the phone. I've heard all type of stuff. It was just horrible, because people don't really understand and experience someone's pain unless they're actually in it, or they have a family member. I picture like, hey, what can I do to get people to really see how graphic this is? You know what I mean? Like, what if that was you crawling on the ground like that? You know what I mean? Like, this is what Biden's doing. He pulled our troops out of Afghanistan like that and left a couple out there and stuff. And the operation of doing that was completely inhumane. You know what I mean? Like, that's you don't do that. Obviously it was out of order. Wasn't always a patriot. It used to be a liberal, used to be on the left side. But I switched over last year. It was the 4th of July, and became a truth speaker ever since, and decided to use my talent that I've already gained. And here I am. Now, before the 4th of July, I wasn't too much into politics, because at the time, my mindset was, all the presidents are racist, or they're bad, or they don't do anything. I knew at that time, before I became a patriot, that Obama was a superhero that couldn't fly. He wasn't a good president either. I've always had some sort of knowledge that, they lie to us. Obviously, they don't tell us the truth. The pharmaceuticals and stuff, how to make money off people, and that part. And there's been Dr. Sebi, Tupac, Malcolm X, all those people. Anybody who contributes and put towards the community or tells the truth in some kind of way, goes against the narrative, they get bashed, right? They get talked about really bad. But I didn't put two and two together until I spoke with my friend 4th of July. and he told me about Trump, and he asked me, why do you think he's racist? I couldn't answer a lot of the things, and he explained to me that the media was attacking him. Why? You know what I mean? Because of the things he was doing for this country, lowest unemployment rate, you know what I mean? The things he did for the African-American people in this country. He was bringing the manufacturers back here. He was trying to build this wall and cut the other countries out, because Democrats always try to sell the country out to everybody else and leave us last. So they bashed him for it, and it made sense to me. I said, you know what? I'm gonna do my research, because I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it started. I went down a rabbit hole, and it was just undeniable. Oh, that blew my mind. I was actually at Outback Steakhouse when I found out he posted the song. He posted it twice. He posted it to his Instagram and his Facebook, and it just blew my mind. There were some other influencers. Officer Tatum did a review on it. There's been quite a few, and yeah, definitely still spreading. It's amazing. So #1 in hip hop, #1 on iTunes. I was #1 on Amazon, and #2 overall. We're still behind Adele. I haven't checked actually in the past 2 days. I'm just thankful that, you know, just for #2, I know she's huge. I'm like, let's see if we can pass her up, download it now. You know what I mean?
Let's go!
I mean, I think these record labels are starting to see, you know, people want to hear the truth. You know, these record labels are spending millions of dollars on these artists for them to hit #1. And, you know, now they're starting to see, like, you know, this is a new market. I would think that they're probably like, who the heck is this person? He just came out of nowhere. Like, I've been in this for years. Who's this person? You know, I would hope that I would start a trend. I'm just saying, I don't know. Big tech maybe need to look in that too, instead of banning us all the time. Just let us have our freedom. Let us, you know, be able to at least have the music, because that's what people want to hear anyway. But, you know, we can't let one person, you know, dictate your next move and ruin your life. You know what I mean? Like, even if Trump was in office, you know, for you to be successful, you have to step out on your own. That's what Trump taught us. You have to be responsible for your actions. You have to go out there and do something. You know, in the midst of all this coronavirus stuff, I went #1. I did a song in my room, you know, put the green screen up. You can do anything. And that's what I try to give to my fans. Like, you know, just believe in yourself. You know, I understand it's scary out there, a lot of stuff going on. I get it. But you still have to have control of your life. You know what I mean? Even if it makes it a little harder, we fight a little harder. So I got an album called Triggered Music that's coming out. I've been telling my fans that the album is structured. It's built to where you can roll down your windows and make people mad, make liberals mad. That's what it's all about. And I have a music video coming for Let's Go Brandon, the extended version, because people didn't hear the full song. So we're gonna have the racetrack shut down and the whole 9. And Chris Cash is gonna be doing the video. It's gonna be great. And then I'm actually working on more records to release right after the video. But yeah, it's just absolutely a blessing to be able to you know, to be able to speak the truth and get it out there and make hit singles out of it. It was floating around online. I was like, what if I just made a theme song about that? I think that would be interesting. It worked.